Hey YouTube, it's Andrew Esquivel back here with a remake of a video I made about 11 months ago. Pretty long time ago actually, but what I was going through in a previous video of mine is what I use to fix computers. Well, I have now an updated supply list of things that I use. And I figured some of you who are a bit computer savvy might want to know what I use. So, I run a small business, and when I go on site to fix a computer, I have this. Now those of you who have seen the video before know this is what I keep all my tools in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you everything that I use. First off, this is a nice, easy carrying case. It's technically a laptop bag, but it's really good at holding everything I need. So let's start from the bottom, as I did before. Down here, we've got ESD safe screwdriver. We've got pliers, needle nose pliers that are bent. This really comes in handy. Long screwdriver for those tough spots to get to. Special clamping tool. You can adjust depending on how you need it. And last thing is a flathead screwdriver. You never know when you're going to need one of those. So those are the most basic of supplies that are highly essential for building and fixing and maintaining the actual hardware. Next we move up to this section. We open it up. You see it has a multitude of supplies. First we have a really high quality flashlight. Has multiple modes. Some are unnecessary, but depending on how bright you need it, it goes up to 900 lumens. Very, very highly recommended flashlight. I have a video review on that. I also have a video review on these. These are hose-in, ESD safe computer tweezers. Now these come in really handy when a screw falls somewhere in the case. You can't get at it with your fingers, and the needle nose pliers are too much of a risk because they conduct electricity. So you get these babies, and you pluck it out, and it's all good. Everything has its place. And if we go into this pocket right here, see I have ESD safe gloves. And these are a little small, but you know, they get the job done. They're also anti-slip. These are fantastic for when you have to hold hardware and there's nothing to ground yourself with an ESD band. As you can see, there's one for each hand. It's actually a really cheap glove in terms of price. Quality is actually kind of nice. And they just roll up and they go into this pocket right here. Over here we have specialty ultra small screwdrivers. Each one is a little smaller than the last. There's flathead and Phillips. These are great for those tiny, tiny screws for when you're trying to unscrew like a heat sink from a GPU or something. Those have its own special pocket. Then there's softwares in here. Specialty softwares like antivirus and other things. And then we get over into these pockets right here. Now when I have a special device that I use to read hard drives outside of the case or of a computer in general, I have this special little baby. It's simply, you can screw it onto the back of a hard drive and this will cool it so that, you know, it's just one of those extra things. And also in the same pocket we have one of my favorite tools, the Antec Digital Power Supply Tester. I also did a separate review specifically on this as well. I highly recommend these. Now, some people say, you know, it doesn't test it under load. Well, yes, it does not test the power supply under load. But the reason why I have these things is so you can test like odd brand like power supplies, ones that aren't reputable, or ones that come in like generic computers. You know, those things aren't good to begin with. This helps you determine if it's total crap. So, excuse my language, but you know, a bad power supply can be the end of an entire computer. So you must understand. Also for my crew, I have specialty ESD wristbands. you simply go over your wrist, on or under, and this connects to a piece of metal, generally on the computer or some other place where you can ground yourself, so that the static that you may have lying on your body does not go and destroy a part. Now, the reason I have these things, all of this ESD equipment, is because the less things you are liable for when you're fixing someone else's computer, the better. Now, I understand that an ESD shock coming from your hand or whatever is really quite actually a rare incident. But fact of the matter is, it's better to be safe than sorry. Especially when you're fixing multi-$1,000 computers, which I have done before. Alright, so now we get into this area. Unzips right there. And what I have in here are special converters, like really nice DVI to VGA converters. I have multiple ones, because you never know when a customer is going to need one, you know. So I could give it to them for, like, I got these for $1 each, and they work great. I know. Bit of a budget, but you know, I tested these, and they're flawless, absolutely flawless. So I could sell these to my customers for like $2 each, still make a profit, and give them a really good deal. So I got 3 of them, and they all go in here. This is my converter set bin, and over here in the main pouch is probably one of the most essential pieces I can have. This is, of course, the laptop bag. This is a universal laptop charger. So this comes great for when you're fixing a laptop, because I have all the separate heads. All you do is you find the correct size head, which is like on here, and you plug it in, and it automatically does it. It also has USB capability for power, and it's an iGo green charger. I'm not really like a huge fan of like green products, because I really don't mind if they're green or not. But the beauty about this thing is it conserves power. When a laptop doesn't need all the power, it can shut off. Like if you turn the computer off, this will turn off too. Saves the power. It saves a little bit on the electricity bill. Oh, and I also did a separate review on this. And then we get to the actual computer itself. This is just relatively old. Not really that old, but, you know, HP laptop. I have these for, well, if you're going to someone's house, right, and you're fixing their computer, and they only got one computer, and for some reason can't access the internet, you're going to need a laptop, because it's portable, and you can download special drivers or what have you to fix their computer on site. And then, of course, I've got a cheap laptop pad. I'm going to replace this with, like, an Antec specialty, like 230mm fan one. Because this is cheap. It gets the job done for what it needs to do. I have it because my laptop, you know, gets hot on your lap. They all do. So that's all what's in the main pouch. And let me just put all this back really quickly. Looks like a tight fit, but it's actually not that tight. But this case is really nice when it comes to the padding for the actual laptop. And then we get to the last section. Let me flip that around for you. This has multitudes of things in it. So this is basically my wires bin for like extra cables and what have you. This right here is the flashlight battery charger. You know, just in case for some reason the battery happens to die, I can charge it real quick or use the extra batteries or what have you. And in here I have something that is also very essential to fixing a computer on site. The roll-up keyboard. Now these are waterproof, so if you spill anything on it, no biggie. You just wipe it off and keep going. These actually do work relatively well. You need a surface to put it on, but other than that, they're pretty good. Mine gets the job done, because you know, if they get like a broken keyboard or something, you're going to need one of these. And as you see, it just rolls up. And it's a USB one. You can get a converter to make it go back to a PS2 port. Not PlayStation 2, but the PS2 computer port. And another thing that's fantastic to have, absolutely wonderful. Let me just put this back right here. Absolutely wonderful thing to have is the SATA to IDE to USB converter. Now, this is the kind of thing that every computer repairman should have. Because, let's say you got a computer that's busted, right? But their hard drive still works. They ask you to get the data off the hard drive. Simple. No need to put the hard drive in another computer. You simply get one of these. Right? So, this is the AC adapter. Plugs into the wall. And you can have it to Molex or to SATA power. It comes with a converter. And basically, you plug the hard drive into this little thing. It's got a SATA, it's got a laptop IDE, it's got regular IDE, basically everything you need for a hard drive unless it's SCSI. And it goes into USB. You plug it in all together and basically it just pops up as like a generic storage device. So basically makes the whole job a heck of a lot easier. And we just put this back here for a moment. And gotta put these wires correctly. And we just close this back up. And now I got this this converter for about $10. Works great. I will admit the first one I got didn't work, but Deal Extreme sent a free replacement, thankfully. I did a separate review on this as well if you want to see what it is. And that goes right in here. See, everything has a spot. It's nice to keep things nice and neat. And in terms of what wires I have, I got plenty of wires for just about every situation. I got gold-plated DVI to HDMI, very long. I've got double male 3.5 millimeter audio cables. You never know when you're going to need those. I got dual extended VGA cables, male, double male, or I can remove it down here for a male to female. I've got a bunch of like 3.5 millimeter male to female 10-foot extending cables. These are about $1 each, but you know they work and they're great for low-end audio diagnostics. I've got a DVI cable just in case. I've got a long SATA to eSATA cable. It's also good to have. I've got USB converters. There's multiple types of USB really, and these are like printer USB. I've got mini USB to regular USB. I got RJ45 Ethernet cables. Got IDE cables. Got another USB to mini USB. You know, all these wires are extremely essential for doing on-the-job things. And I think I may have actually missed one of the important things in here. I don't know where I put them. I've got somewhere in here a bunch of like standard motherboard screws and everything. So I forgot to mention that. I'm not exactly sure which pocket it's in, but I'll find it when I need it. So that's basically everything one technically needs to have when going to an on-site computer repair job. It's highly essential to have everything you need, because if you don't have everything you need, it's not only an inconvenience to the customer, but it makes you look less professional. So just get like basic things, and then if you're really intending to go, all out and make this like a business like I have, you really need to get all this stuff anyway. And really you should have multiples of these supplies so that you can send different teams to different houses to do different jobs at the same day. Of course, you'll need a car. And in this economy, it's a little hard to get all these things. But, all these things were obtained really, really cheaply in terms of money. Quality is nice, and then also the prices. You just got to know where to shop, right? Like, eBay is a fantastic place to get brand new parts. Granted, yeah, they come from Hong Kong, big whoop. Yeah, so it's made in China. Basically everything is it not? So you can get these parts really cheaply. And yeah, they're not ultra high quality, but so what? It gets the job done for a good price, and that is ultimately what matters. Oh, and also I've got a spare power cable for your computers. Always good to have one of those on you too. So basically I spent maybe maybe $100 to $120 or $30 on all the equipment you see in here. And it's a good thing I took all this out too, because I really need to organize a little better. So, I mean, this is improvised right here, but it does work, so, so it's a shame that more TVs don't have like a DVI input. It's always VGA, which is kind of a bummer. Which is why I have this VGA cable. Although with my computer, I could pretty much plug into any port that I want. My computer's a beast. If you haven't seen my computer, you can look on my channel for videos of it. It's got 3 23-inch monitors, and I call it the Beast because it is a beast. So let me just wind up these cables. This is an ultra high quality cable. This cable actually was probably like $60 by itself. I know, a lot of money to spend on a cable like this. It's triple shielded, gold plated, what have you. I didn't get this on eBay, that's for sure. It may sound like a rip, but I had a gift card for Christmas. So, what are you going to do? Gotta spend it on something, right? So, this all zips up. And it all fits in this bag right here. Now, in case you're wondering what kind of bag this is, apparently the brand says Brenthaven. I don't know exactly what it is. Here. See that little thing right there? So, I don't know what model case this is, but if you can find one similar to this, I would highly recommend it. This holds basically all my equipment, which is pretty darn cool. And it's got this shoulder strap, And this is my work laptop right here is also my portable computer, right? So wherever I bring my laptop, I also have all my supplies just in case, And all of this, it's a little heavy, maybe like 15 pounds worth of stuff. But that's why you got this shoulder strap right here, It's padded and everything. So that's pretty much a detailed list of things I highly recommend people should get if they're trying to fix a computer. And I don't really know what these things are. They have buttons of some sort, really. And I have never been able to figure out what it's for. But that doesn't matter. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was a bit informative. I know there's a bunch of random stuff right there, but don't worry about that. So anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, show your friends, do whatever you want to do. And hope you enjoy the video.